Hi guys, welcome back, or if you're new, hello, my name is Nadia, and today we're going to be talking about why I chose to stop working as a freelancer and start working as an employee. So for those of you who have seen my life after college video, my draw my life video, you know that I started out working as a freelancer in New York. And so I was working as a production assistant on larger productions and then an assistant director on smaller productions. And basically I was focused on the indie world, indie filmmaking. I worked on commercials, I worked on TV shows, I worked on films, documentaries, all of that stuff. And it was really, really fun. It's kind of like the dream where your job doesn't feel like work, and when I go on set it's fun and it's like I'm not working at all. However, there are definitely things that come with that kind of work that I didn't really like that much. And at that time, after I graduated college, I was really having a hard time figuring out if I wanted to work as a freelancer and work on set, or if I wanted to work as an employee at a larger company, which oftentimes is working at a desk. So these are the reasons why I chose to stop working as a freelancer and start working as an employee with a Monday to Friday job. When I was a freelancer, I did not make enough money where I could sustain myself. I did not have an apartment, so I was couch hopping. I was living with my boyfriend of that time and just kind of always worrying about where I was gonna live, and I couldn't splurge on anything. I could only buy, exactly what I needed, and it was a really tough time. And so I couldn't focus on other parts of my life because I was just always worried about that. And as someone who is a creative, that's not really the best situation to be in, and I'm gonna get to that in a little bit. But one of the problems that I ran into was during that time, just after college, when you're just starting out in the industry you want to work in, you basically have to take whatever job is offered to you. So what would happen is I would be focused on applying to jobs, trying to get that PA job, and meanwhile I'm trying to make plans with people, trying to continue my social life outside of college, which is already a weird big challenge when it's like, okay, should I join a community group? Should I join a band? Should I join a fitness group? Try to make more friends outside of college? That can be a challenge onto itself. Let's say I would make a weekend plan to go hiking with my family for 2 days on the weekend. Now, the day before that trip came up, I would get an offer for a job for that weekend, just that weekend, just those 2 days. And I was in a position where I had to choose between taking that job and canceling my plans, or continuing my plans but then not really working much and not taking that opportunity when I already have so few opportunities offered to me. So I would take the job, and I really, really, really hated that because I don't like being that person. I felt like it was really, really hurting my personal relationships, especially when you're dealing with people or family members who don't understand, who aren't in the same industry as you. If you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend who isn't working in that industry, it can be really hard on them to understand that all of a sudden you have to cancel your date plans to go work on a set for that day till 4 a.m. in the morning. It can be really, really hard. And so for me, it was really putting strain on my relationships as a freelancer when I was in that position of I couldn't turn down jobs, I had to take the job. So the second reason I decided to stop working as a freelancer and work as an employee is because as a freelancer, I did not have the time to work on my own personal projects. Now this is kind of weird because if you want to be a director, let's say, you would think that, okay, I should be an assistant on set, I should be involved in all of that, work as hard as possible, work those classic 12-hour days, so that way one day I can be a director. But that's actually really not the case. What the advice directors will give you is they will tell you to work on your own personal project. Just go out and shoot, make your short films. If you want to be a writer, write. If you want to be an actor, go out and act. And this means working on personal projects or projects where you are actually directing, writing, acting, or whatever it is you want to do. And so when you're working freelance, especially in the beginning of your career, it's very unlikely that you'll be getting those offers to direct freelance. You'll be more likely given opportunities to be a production assistant. Of course, this isn't the case for everyone. I do have friends who were able to be paid directors pretty much right after graduation, but those are rare. And so I am someone who is a creative person. I'm not someone who's just, oh, I want to work in lighting, and so that means I have to be on set. Okay, there are certain kind of positions where, okay, you should be on set, you should be working on set. I didn't want to be a cinematographer. What I wanted to do is I wanted to tell stories. I'm a storyteller. I am a writer. And so when I was working freelance, I didn't have the time to work on my personal projects. It was really, really hard to finish a short film that I was working on. I had to put all of my energy into trying to find work, networking, and then just getting that next gig, because I never was on a set that lasted for a very, very long time. I do have friends who've worked on shoots that have lasted for a month or 3 months or even longer, but I never got that kind of job. So I was always working on stuff that was maybe 2 days long or even 1 day long, or I would get lucky and get something that's maybe 2 weeks long. So when I eventually got a full-time job Monday to Friday, that was great because it allowed me time to work on my own personal projects. And you will hear a lot that if you want to be a director, all you need is a job that gives you money but also isn't too crazy, so that way when you go home at night you can still work on your own personal projects and have energy for that. And it kind of makes me happy because it kind of means that I'm on the right track, while also my day job is still really, really enjoyable. It's still, you know, I'm an assistant to a producer, so it is definitely something that I think is also helping my career in a different way. So I have options. That's a good balance for me. I was able to find a balance between working on my personal projects, being able to join a fitness group if I wanted to and actually commit to it, have a job where I am still in the industry doing something that I love, but also have that consistency Monday to Friday and have a paycheck that I can live on. And so that is why I decided to not work freelance. That is not saying that you shouldn't work freelance, and that's not saying that I will never go back to working freelance. If those personal projects ever made it big, basically I would probably become a freelancer in that area. So you can be a writer and then all of a sudden now you're a paid freelance writer that you're actually making a full-time living off of that. So that's not saying that I will never be a freelancer again, but that is a decision I made right now, currently, as a 24-year-old in the industry that I'm working in. If you're kind of debating whether you want to work as a freelancer or an employee, I hope this helps you. This is just my story. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you are not already subscribed. I make new videos every single Thursday, and you can hit that bell so you are notified every single time I make a video. So I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.